Today I'm marrying two of my favorite things, snowball cookies and chocolate. That's right, I'm making chocolate snowball cookies and you're not going to want to miss it. Hey everyone, it's Dorothy with crazyforcrust.com and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm taking my mom's snowball cookie recipe and marrying it with chocolate. That's right, chocolate snowball cookies. These are chocolatey and they have that powdered sugar and they're nice and soft. I'm filling these with mini chocolate chips and mint chips, but you could use nuts, you could stuff them. This is one of my favorite Christmas cookies and I know it's gonna be yours too. No matter what you call these cookies, Russian tea cakes, snowballs, wedding cookies, they're little bite-sized cookie balls of heaven. They're crumbly and soft, and they are super rich, and I love that powdered sugar on the outside. And they're also really, really easy to flavor. So today I'm making chocolate, and you can choose whatever you want to fill them with. Traditionally, these have chopped pecans or walnuts or almonds on the inside. But I like to mix that up and sometimes use mini chocolate chips or other mix-ins. These are great if you know someone that you want to gift somebody that has a nut allergy, because it's easy to take the nuts out and add something else in. Today we're using mini chips and mint chips, but you could use any small little mix-ins that you want. For more delicious desserts and easy recipes, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Now let's get in the kitchen. To start the cookies, we're going to add 1 cup of unsalted butter that's been softened to a large bowl. Now, note about mixing. I'm going to use a hand mixer today to show you that it actually does work with a hand mixer. I love using a stand mixer with these because it takes a long time to have this dough come together. And so using a stand mixer is going to make it go way faster. But I'm going to show you how to use it with a hand mixer too. I just don't recommend doing it by hand because it will take forever. To the butter, you're going to add 1/2 cup of powdered sugar and 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Now you can use your favorite kind of cocoa powder in this. There's no leavening in these cookies, so it doesn't matter. You can use special dark cocoa powder. You can use Dutch process. You can use regular unsweetened, whatever that you like. I've used both special dark, the Hershey special dark, and regular. So mix and match is your favorite. Now you're going to mix that together. It's going to be nice. It's going to be really crumbly as you're mixing it together. Mix in 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of flour. Now, it's gonna seem like this dough never comes together, but just keep mixing. Make sure you're using a really large bowl if you're using a hand mixer, otherwise it's gonna get everywhere. But go ahead and keep mixing. If you can, go up to like speed 2 or 3 on your hand mixer, but just keep mixing and keep mixing and keep mixing, and it will come together in a cohesive cookie dough. Again, it will go faster using a stand mixer, but you can use a hand mixer. Now you can use whatever kind of mix-in that you want. You want 3/4 cup of mix-in. So you can use 3/4 cup of chopped nuts. I recommend toasted pecans or walnuts, or you can use mini chocolate chips. Those are my 2 favorite things to use. But today I'm also using mint chocolate chips. They're the Andes mint baking pieces that you get during the holidays. You could use peppermint pieces, whatever you like. I like to use small pieces like mini M&Ms or mini chocolate chips because these cookies are small, so you don't want something to be too big. So just add 3/4 cup of whatever your mix-in is. Here I'm doing mini chocolate chips and mint chocolate chips. And then I'm going to scoop out 1 tablespoon size balls of dough. Now you can make these bigger or even smaller if you want, but I find that 1 tablespoon is perfect because they're really rich cookies. So it's about 1 to 2 bites and it's perfect. Scoop them onto your cookie sheet. They are not going to spread, so you can nest them somewhat close together. And then bake them for around 8 to 11 minutes until they've just lost their glossy sheen. Now the reason they're called snowball cookies is because they look like little snowballs because we're going to roll them in powdered sugar. So let them cool a little bit so that you can handle them, and then place about 1 cup or so of powdered sugar in a small bowl and roll each cookie in the powdered sugar. And you have chocolate snowballs. These are so good. They're really chocolatey and they're soft, and that powdered sugar is like a nice little sweet touch on the outside. Sometimes I'll roll these twice if I want them extra powdered sugary. You can freeze them for the holidays. That's why they're a great make ahead cookie. I do freeze them all of the time. Sometimes when you freeze them, you might have to just re-roll them in powdered sugar. It's totally easy. These are so good. I've even stuffed these with peanut butter cups, but that's a whole nother video. I am gonna go enjoy a couple cookies and then pop them in the freezer. Well, you keep watching for more cookie recipes.